Redland.farm here. I was cleaning the filters on the manifold there for the irrigation pump, and that big 4-inch valve, I broke this riser. My elbow hit it. Those aren't easy to turn, those 4-inch valves, and snapped the riser off. Also, you can tell by the yellowing. When I built this, I didn't realize how much detail, how much was going to go into it. Thought it was going to take a couple weekends. But my brother-in-law, he mentioned something about putting the roof over it when I get a chance, and it took a couple years before I covered it with the ground tarp, and it got that yellowing, and that's what makes the PVC get brittle. So if I would have covered it right away, I bet you it probably would have held up to my elbow, bumping it right there. It goes like that. So instead of trying to, I could probably salvage that valve. That's a Spears valve. It's like 160 bucks just for the valve. I'd have to cut it off and then reuse that. It's just there's a lot going on because we already made one mistake there and put a coupling. So I found out on what we should have, if we'd have put unions on there, you could take it off easier. But they got these cheap valves on these Chinese valves. Instead of the $160 Spears valve, these go for like 40 bucks, but they only got one handle. I just got that because when I looked on Amazon, they had to use one that was marked down to $9 for some scratches on it. So also they got these shorter couplings, but what I'm going to try to do is melt that out of there with a plastic welder. I mean, you could use a heat gun. When I got into this 7 years ago, I went to the irrigation store and I was like, hey, you guys got some way to unglue the pieces when you glue them wrong? And they got a good chuckle out of that, some of the old timers in the store clerk. But there really are ways to get it out. So the last laugh's on them, because I'm gonna try using that, you could use a heat gun. You could also saw it and then chip it out, but that leaves a little more damage. So instead of replacing all this, and I mean, the pump's already lost its prime. That's a big job to get the prime back in this pump. I don't know, I run it every week just so I don't ever lose the prime. But you gotta wash out those filters like once a year. And I turned the valve, and just this time my elbow snapped this riser off. So I'm gonna see if I can heat that up and get that out of there.